choose to do it tonight. Call your mother and your father to let them know that you're dead. What the hell they should do? Say your prayers and beg for forgiveness. The reaper is rising and you're on the checklist. You can run, but you cannot hide. Your ending was closer and death is on your side. Your decision, your life has made it hard for you to survive. Count your chickens, accept your losses. You are the reason for the nails in your coffin. Shame, shame, I know your name.
Today, we're going to discuss how many people got tickets to the final shows that Kiss is doing. I'll do the quotation marks up in the air. I hate being that guy. The final shows. And we're going to talk about that. And we're absolutely going to talk about the future of Kiss. Today on Podcast Rock City Live.
Podcast Rock City.
What's up, everybody? Joe here from Podcast Rock City. And with me this week, Sonny Hollywood Pooney.
You know, I just got a message that I won a PS5.
You did too?
Holy crap.
Those bastards.
That's awesome. You get
Tired
about
of it.
$800 online for those. And right there up in the corner, the most beautiful part of our show, Lee, the goddess of thunder. How you doing, Lee?
Hey, everybody.
I'm
yeah,
beautiful.
No,
you are,
fucking ain't.
Sonny. Yes, you are.
Oh, and
Thank
speaking of beautiful, there's
There he
Joey.
is. The world
What's up?
record man.
Hey, all right, listen. There's so much to talk about. I want to get it all in, and I don't want to talk too much at the beginning, so we're gonna go ahead and jump right
Don't
into
talk too
the
much.
news.
Podcast Rock City News.
So a lot is happening. Obviously, tickets went on sale this week.
Wait, tickets for what?
The last for Motley Crue and Def Leppard.
Nice.
With Alice Cooper.
ZO2.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay. So we're going to talk about some ZO2 as well in the news. Let's see. All right. So before we talk about Kiss, I want to mention Joey played the Whiskey a Go-Go this week. Before I passed out from we moved Karen to my house this week, and that day I was so tired. We just got a hotel. We didn't even go somewhere and stay anywhere. And I laid in bed and watched Joey. I probably watched 5 or 6 songs.
Mm-hmm.
It was wonderful to see you play.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Thanks for tuning in, Joe. The behind-the-scenes look was fun. That was great to do. I was running around like a maniac that day, but it was good to catch up a little. Sorry I've been away. I haven't been on, feels like, in forever. But you did promise me when I returned there would be no more Sonny Pooney. What is happening right now?
I did. I'm sorry. I forgot all about that. Hold on. I got it. Hold on.
You're still mad about the...
There we go.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Joe, hold on. You seem like you're talking a little bit too much today. Can you tone it down just a tiny bit?
I'm on it.
You know, I've been
All
noticing over the last few weeks, Joe. I
Yeah.
mean, yap.
Wait.
You're the host of the
much.
show. Just a little too much. You know what I'm trying to say?
Just like that guy commented.
I couldn't tell if it was a joke or not. So anyway, all right. So Joey the show was a huge hit.
Oh, it was great. Yeah, like I said, we filmed the video for our new single coming out this summer. So stay tuned for that. But the show was a smash. It was a great time.
Absolutely.
So
What's the name of
Joey,
the new song?
Oh, yeah. Good.
The name of the song is "Begin Again."
Okay, cool. Sonny?
And what's the plan? Is there just creative juices flowing? Just need to get it
Yeah,
out?
so we got, again, I don't want to release everything yet, but we just signed a new deal So we're going to be putting something out relatively soon. Like I said, summertime, early, trying to do early summer. Hopefully it doesn't turn into late summer. So that'll be coming out hopefully by June. That's the plan. And then, we're going to take it a little bit slow. Like I said, we got a new release, but after that, do a little touring, nothing crazy, just to kind of see where we are. Maybe do, a festival here and there, a couple opening slots here and there, and see what happens.
Because isn't Sean another guy that's like in 83 bands right?
Yep,
Because
Sean
he's a busy guy.
He's super busy as well. Same with me, same with Paulie. So again, Paulie and I had a discussion. We're going to do it as long as it's fun, and it's fun again right now. So we're going to keep doing it. And as long as it doesn't become stressful and, we're all older, it's not something we need to have in our lives, but we want to have it back. We want to just keep that brand alive again. And like I said, there's a couple other bigger things in the works after that, I can't talk about yet, but down the line, when KISS ends, ZO2 will take over, baby. Don't worry.
Woo! There we go. Okay. So, and one other thing, you guys raised some money.
We did. This last show was for the David Z Foundation. Again, for people who don't know, my old bass player, David Z, passed away a couple years ago in a tragic car accident when he was on the road with Adrenaline Mob. And since then, his brother, Paulie, has put together a foundation where he literally travels all over the world and creates music, writing new songs, music videos for underprivileged schools. He was just in South Africa a couple of weeks ago. He's going all over the world in David's name and giving music to underprivileged kids.
That is amazing.
Wow, that's awesome.
Okay, so let's get to the other stuff. So the tickets went on sale this week for all the final shows. The last two shows, from what I can tell when I go on Ticketmaster, unless they're, I think, like the resale tickets, I think they're pretty much sold out, right? So December 1st and December 2nd, KISS will be playing Madison Square Garden. You guys that are watching and listening, you already know that. What I'm curious about is, did anybody get any seats? Lee, you're going to Knoxville?
I'm going to Knoxville. I didn't take the dive into Madison Square Garden. I got too many repairs in my house. I got to pay for priorities. I mean, you never know if something falls in my lap. I'm not going to say no ever, but right now I'm not planning. But Knoxville for sure.
Absolutely.
If I can drive
and Sonny, it's at a bad time for you.
Yeah, I will tell you, I'm one of the lucky people in this world. I've gotten like 4 or 5 offers from folks. Oh, well, I'll pay for the tickets. I got your hotel. I can give you points for flying. I'm like, guys, it's not about that. That's not the problem. What are you going to do with the 3,000 people that work in my building that week? Like, that's the problem.
It's Christmas time, and you're in retail.
Yeah.
All right, I got a couple of tickets. Karen and I are going to both the first and the second show. We got good seats. I'm sitting for the second night. I'm sitting about where I sat the first time I ever went to Madison Square Garden, which is on the left side of the stage, about even with the soundboard. And then we got 21st row for the first night. So I'm excited. This is going to be a lot of fun. It's 8 months away or 10 months away or whatever the fuck it is. So, and I still may try to go to Knoxville with Lee. We don't know. I think Doug and I are going to go. And
yay, let's go.
I tried today to talk him in the front row, and I said, "Hey, front row tickets are $2,500." And he said, "I don't love the band that much." All you guys that are watching now live, hey, how you doing? Except for you, Andrew. Screw you. That was for Joey. I'm just kidding. I love Andrew.
Come on,
Joey,
I love Andrew.
Not so much. I'm just kidding.
Mr. L for short.
Yes, there you go.
Joey, the show's in your backyard. What your thoughts? Or are you over it?
I hate to say it. I don't have that much of a desire to go. Honestly, I probably would. I'm probably going to be in Manhattan that day. There's going to be a million hangs, I'm sure. Like Joe, like last time we hung.
Yeah, we hung.
I have way more interest in doing that, like just hanging with everyone that's coming into town those few days to hang out before the show. And then I think when the show starts, I might just head home. I don't really. I mean, I hate to say
Tommy,
it. I was at Joe. We were at the last Garden show together. We walked in, and I first time I saw Kiss, over 100 times. First time in my life, I left during the encores.
Yeah. Tommy Starr is seeing him in London and Indy, and then he's done.
He's done.
London, that's amazing.
Wow.
And Indy, I mean, that's a plane ticket. Either way. Yeah, so everybody's saying what they got. Got December 1st, waiting to see prices drop December 2nd.
Oh, those fees on Ticketmaster are nuts.
I also heard they just opened up a December 3rd show.
Don't say that.
No,
don't say that.
That's what everybody's afraid of.
Let me tell you, you will never see a Kiss podcast, come to a faster end the day they do that. I will be so all right, so look, we're gonna get into all this stuff, but I have other questions that have to do. All this is booked now. 2023 is booked. Would they throw in other shows? Probably. Something might get spit in and during this year before the last show. I'm not 100% on that. I know that I keep hearing that the Spinning Gold movie is going to be coming out. They're showing previews for that more and more. I think I just saw Beth got released on a soundtrack for it.
Oh, nice.
Which is interesting that they would release that. So that's awesome. We're also supposed to get a movie this year, according to Doc, but he also told us that we were going to be getting the dates in 10 days, and it took a month. So no, I don't really know what's happening. However, I do know this. It's going to be an amazing year as a Kiss fan. Now, before we go on to the topic of the week, I got one more piece of news. We are going to be at the Rockin' Pod this weekend. Lee and Sonny and I will be there. We will be doing live broadcasts from there. And we have great interviews. I want to tell you who we got. We got Jeannie Basone, who is my favorite glow wrestler of all time. It's Ryan Cook's girl. I did not know that they were together, and one day he was wearing a T-shirt with her on it, and I walked up and professed my love to his T-shirt, and then it clicked to him that I had no idea that they were together.
Wow!
I'd seen her 100 times. I loved her crimped hair, and she was just adorable. And we are going to sit, and I might throw everybody out of the booth. It might just be me and her and weirdness. Anyway,
what kind of booth are we talking about here, Joe? Like a peep show booth? What are we looking at?
No, that's terrible.
Sounds
I am going to tell you this. I am going to get in touch with her and let her know that we're probably doing video. So I want to make sure that she knows. I'm sure she's going to look beautiful.
She's got her hair crimped.
But I don't want her to, I don't want her to come and be like, "What's up? Hey, let's just do." After that, we have Eric Martin from Mr. Big and Joey's band. See what I did there?
I like that.
Then we have Roy Cathy. We have Courtney Cronin Dold, who's a friend of the show and a hilarious comedian.
Mm-hmm.
We have Mark Weiss, Paul Taylor. We have Lilani Kilgore. And then at the end, we have Jeremy from Ace's band. So that's exciting. It's going to be a blast. If you are not, now look, we're going to do this on YouTube this weekend. You got to make sure you're going to be able to be there live. So go and subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the little bell, because from 12 o'clock Saturday on, every 15 minutes, we're going to be doing interviews. And whether that means we're going to do an interview, record it, and then immediately upload it, or we're just going to do it live. We have to check it out when we get there. But it's going to be a full day of amazingness, and make sure you guys are there. I got some mail, and I wanted to work that into the show. So it's going to be part of the topic of the week. So, I mean, all we could do now is go ahead and get to the topic of the week. Before we get going, I wanted to make sure I tell everybody, podcast Rock City 1
That's the number one.
at gmail.com is our email address. You can email us just like this guy did. I want to bring this up. This was a really interesting question, and also maybe one that okay, it's a hypothetical. This is important. Okay, so here we go. Paul Beebe wrote, hey Joe, ever thought what would happen if Ace, Peter, Bruce, or even Vinny bought regular tickets to the last show and just showed up like everyone else? They would be mobbed at the very least. Hey, it's a possibility. Discuss. Okay, it is a possibility. I don't think that would happen. However, can you imagine the distraction of Ace walking in with like his girl and sitting down to watch the last show? I'm not saying that it's going to happen because I don't believe it would happen, but it would be a huge distraction. I would be like this.
Yeah. He get mobbed.
Yeah, it would be a mob show.
Did they announce? They didn't announce any openers yet. Like I know they announced some European openers with Skid Row. They didn't announce anything else yet, right?
Nothing else. No, Skid Row is the opener.
I mean, honestly, am I crazy to say every Kiss fan wants Bruce and Ace's band to open for the last show? Is it that hard to? I mean, hard to give us a couple shows?
Something.
It would be so great, a full celebration. God, just
give
make
it to the fans.
Even if God, pay these guys what they want, just for what you always
agree.
Kiss preaches. We do it for the fans. Anything the fans want. Well, the fans want, and I just so you know, I'm not sure if everyone knew this. I speak for all Kiss fans.
Boom.
I'm speaking for every Kiss fan out there, even Sonny Pooney. And we want Bruce's band to open, and we want Ace's band to open, and we want Kiss to go on and with a nice changed up set list for the last show, and Peter and Ace to come out and Bruce to come out, and you know what? Even Vinny. Bring him out for a song. Don't even put his guitar on. It doesn't matter. Give him the flying V pink guitar. It doesn't even have to be on. Play lick it up and get him off the stage. Celebrate. Jesus Christ.
I agree with all that. I've been saying the same thing. If they love the fans so much,
Evans,
come on.
Yeah, John Evans wrote, I see Kiss not ever completely leaving the live performance scene, but I see with Gene's solo band and Soul Station taking priority, I see the Kiss, the experience not existing till 2027. What would happen in 2027? Like an experience like where they take a band. I'm going to guess what that is.
Tribute band.
Yeah, something like that.
I think it was on that Stern interview, right, Joe? When Paul was saying how, people don't realize, with today's technology, the show is synced up and so on. Was that the Stern interview, right? Which I didn't even get to hear the whole thing. But what Kiss doesn't understand and what Paul doesn't understand, listen, the average fan knows all that, Paul. We know the lights and the pyro are all synced to a click track now, so on and so forth. But what maybe Paul forgets, that doesn't have to be like that. Right. That's to be proficient and making the pyro and the light guys' job easier and to have the show perfect. I would much rather see an imperfection for the last month. Wing it by just wing it and feel it out and get Singer off the click track, because I really think that's making a lot of the Kiss songs suffer right now. But even Paul's track, just sing, crack. I don't care what you do. Take a shit on. It doesn't matter what you do. Just be natural and spontaneous for a couple of shows. That's what we all want.
All right, so we know that's not going to happen, right? I mean,
no, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I do think they have to understand. It doesn't matter that the pyro is perfect and the lights are perfect for this last show. It has to be about emotion. It has to be. And as well as I do, this is not the last Kiss show, and I know we're going to get into that in a few minutes, but it's about emotion and energy, the last show. It's not about perfection.
It's about the fans.
Yes.
Right. Yes. And so talking about Kiss for the rest of the year is obviously all of this is planned. What's going to happen, we don't know. I can only hope that they change a couple of songs, take say yeah out, put something in, whatever machine. I don't know that will happen. It probably won't. Sonny's probably laughing like a schoolgirl. But here's my thing. All right, so because we're going to talk about Kiss in 2024, because we already kind of have an idea what's happening for this year. So, but here's the thing. So Kiss for 2024. Now, I went back over and read some of the interview. A couple of things. I didn't want to know what Paul means by December 1st and December 2nd are the last shows of the band. What does that mean? Okay, so and then Gene still and Paul both still say, okay, so basically what they said was touring is out. Mm-hmm. Touring is out. I guess it's too hard, I'm imagining now. But one-offs, and Gene even said a Vegas residency would be nice, but he said nothing is scheduled yet, which could mean that it is, and he's just not saying anything. But so my thing is so in 2024, I know one thing that's happening, and that is Kiss is playing on the cruise. No makeup, but they're doing the sail away show. So Kiss, the way we know it today, with Tommy and Eric, will be performing for an hour, if that's all they do, on the Kiss cruise. After that, I have no idea what's going to happen. But I do know that I believe that if Kiss took a break, like if they went away for 6 or 8 months, I feel like that would hurt them, Sonny?
All right, wait. So let me go backwards first. So this whole should the guys buy their own tickets? Ace will never do that. That will not happen.
That's for sure.
You have a shot at Peter and Bruce doing something like that to be in the crowd, and then the other guy we're not going to mention can't afford the ticket, so it doesn't matter. Ooh. So this whole Bruce or Ace opening, I hope you guys get everything you want out of 12-1, 12-2. You need to lower your goddamn expectations, because there is no way of everything we know about Paul that he's going to allow Bruce's band or Ace's band to upstage them on the last 2 shows. That will never happen. No way. He would rather have Skid Row upstage them instead of having given Ace a chance to upstage. That will not happen. They go away.
What you just said is, I think you're right, Sonny. But what you just said is the reason why I don't want to see Kiss right now. I don't want to see Paul and his fucking new attitude. And I don't want to see it. God, celebrate who you are. If you think Ace's band with no pyro and no lights is going to upstage the Kiss show, then you should have called it quit 10 years ago then. I mean, come on.
Should they go away for 6 to 8 months? I think, they're not going to turn down money. And will 12-2 be the last show for everybody who bought tickets? I hope so. Right? I think it's doable that they do stuff out of makeup, maybe, because it's easier to do and they don't have to have the trucks rolling and all the synced up blah and synced up blah this. They go away for 6 to 8 months and they do a residency. They'll do fine. They do the residency 2 months later. They'll do fine. Because the residency, shit, you could buy 30 tickets for the price of what you're getting Madison Square Garden. You can invite all your friends to the residency. That's easy.
Right, yeah.
And you can do the residency out of makeup if you wanted to. Really. I don't know if they could get a residency that way.
Who would go?
Right. No, that's what I'm saying, though. Look, most of the people that go to see shows in Vegas don't do what Sonny and I did, where we got on a plane and traveled to Vegas to see them. Most people are already there, or they know they're going to be there, so they get tickets to Barry Manilow or the Blue Man Group or Kiss if Kiss happens to be playing there. So if Kiss, I don't know. I'd have to say that if Kiss did do a show no makeup, and still put on the pyro and the whatever, it would definitely be maybe a fresh change.
Kiss is not doing a Vegas residency with no makeup.
No makeup. They would never get asked.
Completely defeats the purpose. It's it's Sig. What's his name? What's the magic act?
You're about to say Sigmund Freud.
No, Sigmund and
Siegfried and Roy.
Siegfried and Roy. Doing stuff without
Chris Angel.
But it's
Chris Angel.
Yeah, you can't have it. You got that if you're gonna have all the bells and whistles. That's the only place to have it because, like you said, Joe, most people are not flying in. Some people will, but it's about giving casino tickets away. It's about, hey guys, here's some comp tickets to see Kiss tonight. And that big roller wants to see the makeup. They want to see the explosions. They want to take their girlfriend to see that. They don't want to see Kiss without makeup. And I will almost guarantee that happens. I do think a Kiss residency is coming. I absolutely think this is not the last show in makeup. If people think that, they're out of their mind. And if it is, great. But I don't think that it is. I think you're going to not only see a Kiss residency in Vegas, maybe not, I think in 2024, but maybe the year after, but probably even 2024. Again, health, as long as health and everything is okay with the band. But I also think there's going to be one-offs, whether it's a festival, whether it's, like a Millionaire with Tommy's first show where they, flew to an island and did a show, or there's going to be other appearances of Kiss in makeup. This is not the end of the makeup. They call it the end of the road for a reason. And this is just the end of Kiss doing full-length tours. That's all it is. Kiss will never stop doing what they do.
Right. Here's a good question from G. John Clark. Would you rather have Bruce's band open or have I'm not even going to ask Lee this, or have Peter and Ace join for Rock and Roll All Night?
No need to ask me.
So Lee, have you ever seen Bruce's band play?
Yes.
Oh, that's correct. All right. I apologize. You were at the Creatures Fest.
Yeah.
Yes. I love Bruce.
Yes.
I brought Bruce and his band. Yeah.
Okay. So of course, you would want to see Peter and Ace. I agree with that. Sonny?
Would.
100% Bruce's band. 100% Bruce's band.
How come?
Just because I get nothing. I'm an 80s kid. That's one. Second, you get a bunch of different songs Kiss isn't going to do. And really, Peter and Ace for Rock and Roll All Night with the confetti and the mic cable around the neck, and then the fake break of the guitar, and we love you. Like, you really need that at the end? Like, okay,
yes.
I mean, how many other places?
Yes, we do need it, Sonny.
I don't.
Okay, so all right. What about you, Joey? What
I would take Ace and Peter definitely, because to me, again, there's just like I said before, these last few shows shouldn't be about just the music. It's about the emotion, the celebration. I would love to see Ace and Peter on stage in whatever iteration they can get, whether it's makeup, no makeup, whatever it is, and just finishing whatever this is going to be called, the night, holding up their hands as well with Gene and Paul's and saying goodnight for the last time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine if there was a stool and Peter came out and just sang Beth? The place would go berserk. I mean, it's all he needs to do. Berserk.
Perfectly. And that's all they need to do.
That's all they need to do.
Ace comes out and does New York Groove, and Peter does Beth. Right. And then they're sent on their way. Then they're both out for Rock and Roll All Night.
Right? Yep. No makeup, like Ace has the light up guitar. I mean, really, it doesn't have
to
be
here G. John Clark came back with Sonny Paul allowed Bruce and Ace in the cruise, and they crushed it.
They did, and that's exactly why they won't allow it on the last two shows. The other thing that on the Bruce issue,
Heavy Mayo,
Grand Funk has a show scheduled in New Jersey on the 2nd.
What? Wow.
It's on the books.
No kidding.
It's on their website.
Let me ask you this. I'm surprised no one has brought this up more. When I heard them announce, what is it, the 1st and 2nd, December 1st and 2nd?
Yeah.
I was appalled because, to me, I mean, now I know, Joe, you have tickets for the first. Who the hell wants to go on the first?
I agree.
Because you're spitting in the face. It's like, why are you going? I mean, no, but you're going both nights, so Joe, so it's different. But what I'm saying is,
right.
if you're going to do that, at the very least, and I think Kiss can do this, not like a Billy Joel type thing, but I think Kiss could have done 5 shows at the Garden. And maybe they will. Maybe they're going to add, 2 shows in November, at the end of November. Maybe they do 4 nights in a row. But I just feel like, why do that? Why do 2 nights at the Garden like that, where everyone wants that last night, and then everyone's going to be a little disappointed on the first? You know what I mean? It almost feels like a little bit of a slap. Why do that?
They sold all the tickets. Sure. They sold all the tickets.
Yeah,
I saw something on Facebook, which I know, and Doug's right. Doug's asking, do I like Kiss? Sometimes.
He likes 80s Kiss.
I get it that people's heart and soul is buried into this band. And I get it. They're one of my favorite bands of all time. Got you, right? But I saw something on Facebook where somebody came up with an idea. They should play Madison Square Garden 5, 7, 9 nights in a row. Take the money to $50 a ticket. They'd break every Madison Square Garden record there is. Blah blah blah. And I'm thinking to myself, and kill themselves doing it. Why would they do that?
Yeah,
that makes no sense.
Well, again, because, and you listen. You know as well as I do, it's all bullshit. But Kiss has preached it from day one. We're about the fans.
Yeah, come
on. Or do 1 concert in Central Park for free.
Yeah.
Do something that the average Kiss fan doesn't have to spend $5,000 to see you on the last night.
I guarantee there will be a pay preview. It'll be like $100, guaranteed.
A pay-per-view? Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. It'll be
because that $100 you can make another $1 million or $2 million possibly.
Yeah, it'll be a pay-per-view, and they didn't announce that yet because they want the tickets to sell, of course.
Yeah,
right. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into 2024. So the cruise is okay. So they have announced the cruise, but tickets are not on sale. Somebody already commented. I apologize, I didn't get your name. I put it up on the thing, though. I think it says, hey, tickets aren't on sale for the cruise yet. Now, I do know that the Jericho cruise is like the week before. That's sold out, and that just went on sale a few weeks ago, so it's already sold out. So maybe the Kiss cruise is next. I'm not really sure. We'll have to wait.
You doing Jericho again?
No.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
He spent all his money on Kiss
tickets. I spent my money on Kiss
December
tickets.
1st and 2nd.
I'm still trying to get my buddy Doug to go to front row for Knoxville with me.
Come on, Doug. I need someone to drive.
I don't even think I've seen you since. Have we talked? Have I been on since the Jericho cruise? You had a good time, right?
Oh, I had a great time. That was spectacular. I'm like, okay, so just for the record, all right, I just want to put this out. Joey really took care of Karen and I and my friend Chris. He got us all access passes. We went where we wanted. We hung out. Joey brought me and my friend Chris up to Jericho's suite for a party. It was amazing. It was truly amazing. As a wrestling fan and a rock and roll fan, but as a wrestling fan, I got to see some of the coolest stuff I'll ever see. The AEW wrestlers really put it out on the line. I'm just saying, I recommend that cruise, but it's sold out.
It's sold out already. The rumor of my return spread fast. I told Jericho the other day.
Yes, isn't that amazing?
Which, by the way, we'll grab him on over the next few weeks, Joe, because quarantine. Jericho's Kiss tribute band has a little announcement to make soon. I think, Joe, you know about it, but we'll give everyone the heads up in the weeks to follow.
Yes, it's awesome. And I'm excited. So the whole world will know. The whole world. Yeah. So it's the cruise is in February. So that means January, they'll probably take time off, right? Christmas, New Year's, they go on the cruise. That's cheese. It's nothing to them. They sit in a room and they eat and they hang out with their family. They sell guitars and basses and paintings, and they're on vacation. They do one. They're going to do one show. Either an unplugged. If they do unplugged, I would be disappointed. To be honest with you, if that was their one thing they're going to do, no makeup. If they did it unplugged, I would want them at least, even if they were sitting, to still play electric. I would want to hear an electric Kiss show. But so after that, it's wide open. It's wide open. Do you think that we start getting, all right, Sonny, I'm going to go to you first. You practically live in Vegas. Do you think next year we get the Vegas residency?
I think you get it at the tail end because anybody who's going to pony up the dough to pay them wants a little bit of a break too, right? They don't want it mixed in with the New York thing. They want to be able to announce it and give it a 4, 5, 6 month sell time. And you guys are right. Like, the people who live in Vegas go, but I do the thing, which I think a lot of guys do too. It's an excuse to get the guys together. So it's like, hey, let's go. They're going to be there, blah date. Let's just everybody meet. And some of us go to Kiss and some of us don't even go to the show. But we just use it as an excuse to, just get away for a while. So I think that'll happen. I think Gene will be off the musical grid. I think you get Soul Station almost right away.
Really?
I don't know about that. I think Gene is going to, I have a feeling it's almost the opposite. I think Gene's going to come out firing on all cylinders. Gene, I don't think it's in his blood to take a break. I think he knows the Kiss world is going to be fiending for something right after this December date. And I think the new Gene Simmons band, who I think I know who is going to be in it, is going to be coming out firing in right away in 2024.
Now, if Ace is smart, Ace has a tour ready to go in like January, and he is playing all spring, and he's going to get all the morsels that Kiss would have got if they're not out there, because he's going to assume both are taking a big break, and Ace can make a lot of money on tour.
Doesn't Gene already have something where you can meet him and do a bass clinic or something in Vegas for 10 grand?
Is that
for
this,
10
that's
grand
this
or
year,
something?
right?
That's this year.
Oh,
that's this year. Yeah.
Okay.
So he's got one here and one,
He'll
I
probably
believe,
do
in
more
Australia.
of those.
Oh,
He'll
no,
do
one
stuff
in
like that.
One in England where you can record a song with him at Abbey Road,
Yes,
right?
he's going to do stuff like that for sure.
I mean, if Ace is smart too, if he doesn't participate in this Kiss show at all, book a night at the Beacon on the 1st and the 2nd. He goes on at 11 p.m. All the Kiss fans from the Garden, they're in for most of those fans are going to be in for the whole weekend, right?
Yeah.
Play the Beacon Theater, play, radio. He could probably sell out Radio City those weekends. Even Ace and Bruce, or Ace, whatever it is. He should be capitalizing. Screw Kiss. If they don't want him on stage with them, he should be capitalizing on the whole weekend.
Good idea.
Sinkin Stanley says Ace shouldn't participate. Well, I mean, look, everybody has this kind of an idea, different kinds of ideas. One person says they've been disrespectful to him. He shouldn't get up there, but he's taking shots at them too. If they bury the hatchet for one night and say, "Hey, let's do this," for our fans,
yes.
For the fans, I don't see a big deal there. I understand what he's saying though, where he's saying, look, one of the highlights would be Ace. If Ace showed up, that would be a huge highlight. But also, Paul and Gene are on the phone with each other right now, going, "Man, we sold that show out. We didn't even need to announce that anybody else was going to be there."
No, but it's not, guys. Listen, stop this already. This is all.
No, that's their.
No, it's not. They know this. When they announced the last Kiss show, if they can't sell that show out, Jesus Christ, by themselves, they know they don't need Ace and Peter to sell that whole,
that's a good
guise
point.
of, they need Ace and Peter to sell that show out. That's fucking ridiculous. Give me a break. It's not about ticket sales at the end of the day. God, finish off once the right way. The whole 80s, they bashed each other. Now they're bashing each other again. Even if you got to swallow your pride for that last show, bring everyone out on the stage for the last show. Take one last bow together and then you could shit on each other on Monday morning again.
Yeah. And I don't think it's just Paul and Gene need to swallow their pride. Ace has got to swallow his pride.
I agree.
Because the disrespect that everybody's talking about is equally shared by all. Really, the only good guy out of the disrespect pool right now lately has probably been Peter. Because
right.
Peter's not been talking shit. But the other three, they've been slinging mud for years and years and years. So nobody's disrespected. There's no disrespect meter, and Paul's at the top and Ace is at the bottom. Right? So I think Ace is going to have to swallow his pride too, because for all the fans that say they wouldn't have been able to sell that show out without Ace, is Ace sitting at home right now going, well, I guess I ain't getting paid if I'm doing this because they didn't need me?
Absolutely.
Well, Sonny, here's my question. So with the thing with Ace and Peter, I really think it comes down to, do they swallow their pride? Because it's a much bigger swallow for Ace and Peter than it is for Gene and Paul. Here's why. Because if Ace and Peter's different because Peter, everyone can clear the stage. Peter comes out without makeup on and sings Beth, and he brings down the house, right? Mm-hmm. The garden goes ballistic, right? Mm-hmm. How do they do it with the other guys in makeup? I think that's where this clash is. I can't see Peter being on stage and Ace being on stage, especially because Peter's different, because Peter could sing backing vocals and Eric's behind the drums, right? But picture Ace without makeup on stage and Tommy being there sharing a mic. It's never going to happen.
Yeah, he did.
That's where the disconnect happens. That's where all this tension, that's where all this, I'm not doing it unless it's worth it for me financially, because it's a mockery of everything I've done being on stage with someone wearing my makeup. I really believe that that's where they're coming from.
Okay, couple of things. Yeah, go ahead.
I think Lee's right. I think you have Tommy off stage to do that. But Lee, I'll ask you, can they really trust Ace to keep his mouth shut on stage? Like, you can barely trust the guy and what he's going to say on the norm. If he's got nothing to lose and this is the last show, isn't that dangerous?
Yeah, but that's better.
Yeah.
God, it's
exciting.
That's what Kiss is missing. Kiss is missing any spontaneity. When they go on stage, everything, it's like watching a home video. It's like watching a home video. Nothing can change. They're on a click. There's no improvisation. There's no stage raps anymore. There's nothing. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's the end of the show. Good night, everyone. God, if Ace is on stage, the minuscule opportunity for him to absolutely say something bad is what's going to electrify the crowd. Yes, do it. God, who cares?
All right, let me do a little work here. So Paul Beebe just joined us. Paul, we answered we did your question that you sent us on in an email. So go back and listen. Thank you for doing that. Good day from Atlanta. Okay, so here's something that's interesting. Jordan Davidson says, honestly, Ace and Peter are helping sell those tickets. I honestly believe, as I said earlier, that 90% of the audience actually believe Ace and Peter.
It's Ace and Peter.
What, they believe Tommy and Eric are Ace and Peter?
Yeah, that's funny.
90%? I don't know.
I don't think it's that many, but
okay.
Maybe
some of the children.
Joe, here's the other thing too. A lot of people are like Ace and Peter, Ace and Peter, Ace and Peter. Is there a chance, and I really believe that this is a stronger chance, we only get one of them?
There's a better chance that
Peter
we just get Bruce.
Singing Beth.
I really believe in all my heart Peter will be there to sing Beth. I really do.
That would be
for the last show. And I don't know about Ace for sure, but I will say yes, he will be there in some capacity, but I would say about 50-50, but Peter, I would say I'm leaning 75% that he'll be part of this.
It would be so easy. Way. Just put the stool out and let him sit. It'd be so easy.
Because like I said, it's easier for Peter than it is for Ace, because Peter can come out by himself, not even with Gene and Paul, with just literally by himself,
as usual,
take his bow and be honest. How could he turn down
It
singing
would be
that
wonderful.
at the Garden one more time?
All right, so let me put this in the universe, and it's not
Oh,
a bad
shit.
thing. I'm not going
Oh,
to put a bad thing in the universe. I'm going to put a good thing in the universe because this may be doable. All right. So forget about that. Peter and Ace are helping sell tickets. Those tickets sold themselves. You give more credit to Howard Stern than you do to Ace for selling those tickets. So forget about that. But what happens if August 1st an announcement is made that there's going to be pay preview? It's $100. They announce that Ace and Peter are going to join on the last night, and they decide to give Ace and Peter part of pay preview. That would work. And Ace can get paid, and Peter can get paid, and you would get thousands and thousands and thousands of people getting the pay preview. And nobody loses on the last show because all those people already spent their money, so they'll be happy. And guys like me, after I get off work, I guess I can just see it on pay-per-view, pay my $100.
Well, I do think, people don't understand the logistics behind that too. I do think that that's where, everyone's like, "Whoa, why is Ace demanding money? Why is Peter demanding money?" And first of all, we don't even know if that's true. But if they are demanding money, it's because of the aftermarket. It's not just because of, "Oh, I want to get paid for one show." Because I will tell you, just to make an appearance, Ace is getting upwards of, high five figures. So, it's hard for them to not only not get paid for their appearance, but you're talking about if they do a pay-per-view and they do a DVD or Blu-ray or streaming and blah, 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 whatever else they're going to make off this, if Ace and Peter are involved, that will definitely drive that up tenfold. It might not drive the ticket sales up because the tickets are finite. You're only going to sell 20,000 tickets at Madison Square Garden, which Kiss is going to sell anyway. But pay-per-view is, you can just keep expanding that. So when Ace and Peter get involved and there's a celebration, much like Unplugged, then you're going to sell tickets to people who would not buy tickets to the MSG show. And that's where Ace and Peter should be getting back-end money.
I like getting back end money. Anyway,
that took an ugly turn.
Karen, why are you moving in with him? What is wrong with you?
It's too late. Please. It's too late.
Too
She's
late.
with
It's
me.
done.
She's upstairs forever.
It's done.
Forever. Okay. So, all right. So there's a lot of really cool comments on here. I want to keep bringing these up. Here's something that's interesting. I want to make sure everybody does this for us, please. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, hit the thumbs up button. That really will help us in how the show goes. This past week, our show had thousands and thousands of views and listens. And I will go ahead and tell you that I made an announcement last week that we were going to cut out the podcast. And I got so many fucking emails about this that I've decided
your fans aren't going to allow it, Joe.
I'm just going to keep posting the podcast. But I'll just keep doing that. But here's the thing.
Whenever they think I'm out, they pull me back in.
All right. But listen, this is what I'm going to tell you guys. Come and join us for a show on YouTube. Give it a shot. We have so much fun here. Everybody that's watching with us right now is commenting and in on the conversations. We are 100% live. Everybody, what they're saying, we are reading, and everybody. I don't get a chance to put everybody's comment up every single time. I try.
And Joe, for the people who only listen, they don't get to see Lee's beautiful face. They don't get to see Sonny's, ass face. They don't get to see. They don't understand. They don't get to see how ugly Pooney is live and in person, and how beautiful Lee is. It's tune in on YouTube. It's much better, and we're gonna do a lot more visual stuff too. As far as Sonny's gonna pop open all his fucking gifts and his collectibles on his shelves, and Joe's gonna open some vinyls. It's gonna be fun.
So Noodles here wrote, to Joey's point, Peter is the one who took the risk to insert himself into the conventions in '95, which spawned Unplugged and the reunion tour. So basically, everybody knows the story. he got in touch with Kiss management and said, "Hey, I'd love to bring my daughter down to the convention," and they were like, "Of course." And that's how that happened. I mean, I get that. That is a good point. Peter obviously is the guy to go. Hey, I'll come. I mean, but look, to Joey's point, they've already sent a letter. They sent a letter. There's no way. I don't believe for a second when Kiss says we've asked. If that wasn't true, Peter could come out and go, nobody said shit to me. And Ace has said it all comes down to one thing. What is it? Money.
Dollars.
Right? Dollars. So obviously they have, okay, and I apologize for this ahead of time. I don't know for sure, but I would imagine that if Peter was not asked, he would say, I have not been asked. Don't believe that shit. Or would he, Sonny? What do you think? Do you think that he would go, I'm going to keep my mouth shut on this? Because what happens if they do ask?
To keep the mystery going. Are they going to show up?
Yeah, if I am Ace and Peter, any hope you got to be connected to this shit, just shut up for 4 or 5 months. Just don't say nothing unless Paul and Gene say you're in. Start telling your folks, because the fans want to hear it, or let Paul and Gene say it. Ace and Peter, I would just stay away from those questions all the way around. But Ace is not going to be able to do that.
Nope.
I would bet, and I don't know this, I would bet offers have been made and things are in the works. Whether they agree on something, who the hell knows? But I would bet at the very least an offer has been made, and then a counter offer has been made, and we'll see if they can meet somewhere in the middle. And I really do believe that the offer is probably fair, and I believe the counter offer more has to do with back end money that Joe loves so much. And, it's pay-per-view money, it's DVD money, it's that stuff that I think Peter and Ace are worried about getting screwed out of, not the, hey, here's 50 grand to make an appearance.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you sign the contract today and you don't know there's going to be pay-per-view, right, and that gets announced 6 months from now, Ace will lose his shit.
Yep.
I'm sure that's all getting worked out. Kurtzky wrote Kurtzky. Ace and Peter will be videotaped saying thank you to the fans for everything, and they will play it over the big video in between encores. Is that a possibility? Sure. I'll tell you this: if they don't get on stage, that would be nice. Even if it was just them going, "Hey, look, thank you. My whole life, I think of Kiss differently than a lot of people. I understand that the fans helped make Kiss, but I give a bit more credit to the band than I do us. We did enjoy what product they were putting out,
Of course.
There's one other thing here.
This is a good idea, though. That what you just read, that's editable, and you can control what is being said on the screen. Right, you can edit whatever needs to be edited.
But why would Ace and Peter do that? Gene and Paul would love that. Why would Ace and Peter do that?
You're gonna have to pay them.
That part I don't know.
Yeah. Here,
this Paul Scott guy looks like Sean.
For the fans, that's
Doesn't this guy look like Sean?
Yeah. He wrote, I believe 75% of the crowd will not be hardcore fans and won't give a rip if Ace or Peter are there or not. Interesting.
Why would not a hardcore fan pay thousands of dollars for a ticket, though?
Because it's an event. It's oh my God! I had people coming out of the woodwork emailing me. You going? We're going. I'm going. They don't even know who Kiss is.
Yes. Yes.
What?
Doug Ponier, who is a wuss and won't get front row tickets with me, wrote, I bet Gene and Paul get all their ideas from this show.
Yeah, that's right.
If
you guys want to tune in at the very end of this show, if you guys haven't bought tickets yet, I'm going to be posting Sonny Pooney's credit card information.
Oh, yeah?
We have it.
If you want, buy whatever you want, popcorn, sodas, front row tickets, plane fare, whatever you want. It's on Sonny Pooney.
I already got a new guitar with that number. I don't know who it really belongs to. They're going to be shocked. Kurt Ski wrote the ratings go up when Joey shows up.
Kurt
Wow,
Ski,
look
my
at
favorite,
that.
baby. And Heavy Mayo, of course. I love me some Heavy Mayo. I mean, come on. What better name is Heavy Mayo? Come on.
Okay, so all right, so this is all getting really interesting, but we're still, what about a hologram tour like ABBA for 2024? This is the question, okay? That's out of all of the questions about a hologram tour, this is the only one that matters. Which version of the band do they use? And do they have to pay Peter and Ace if they use their voice, their likeness, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I understand wearing the makeup is, you don't really see Peter or Ace, but that's Peter and Ace. So do you hear, like, is it the Alive album with them, or like a Detroit show,
They
hologram
could do all the eras. They could have all different eras.
A little bit of everything.
Even to me, a better question is, so again, obviously, listen, we know Kiss always sells the current product, right? Obviously, we've seen it throughout history. If they're just recorded Crazy Nights is the best record we've ever done, and they're selling Crazy Nights. If they're doing, Dynasty, that's the greatest record. Whatever they're doing at that point, same thing now. Tommy and Eric, they're selling Tommy and Eric. This is Kiss. That's all they care about. My question is, if this really is the end, do they start to back off a little bit and try to, there's no more current product to sell, right? So do they start to sell the history of Kiss again? Kind of like they did, the convention tours, they started to realize, wait a second, this doesn't work right now. No one wants this version of Kiss. Let's sell our history again. And that's when they started going back and doing all the costumes and doing all the convention tours and celebrating the set list and everything that they've done in the past. Do you think they eventually, however that means, whether it's video releases or whatever they're doing, do you think they start to not just push the new product down our throat and say, hey guys, we love everything we've done, and here's the real history of Kiss. We're proud of all of our moments.
Sonny?
You don't have a choice but to do that if you want the legacy to live on. The hologram thing, dude, come on. Are we doing holograms of people who are living? Come on. That's just stupid. So forget the hologram thing.
I saw the Neo hologram. It was cool.
The history thing, you have to do something to keep the brand going. The brand will not keep going by itself. And then it's a little bit about money too, but for all the money these guys have made, for Gene, it's never going to be enough, right? But you could have the next 10 generations live off of the brand name if you keep the brand name going, just like Jimmy's doing, just like Led Zeppelin's doing, just like The Who is doing, like they're still Elvis, right? Prince. It's
but
still out there.
What's the best way to do that, Sonny? What's the best way to do it?
Yeah, I think it's pepper in history. Like this whole thing with, a soundboard coming with Mark St. John playing. That's unbelievable, right? Like something like that. That's unbelievable.
I agree.
Right? You get the core group of fans that you have that are just crying for something like that they've never seen or heard, or at least not a good copy. But yeah, it's going to all be about the history. Like you can't come back in 2025 and start trying to sell Carnival of Souls. Like, dude, you have to punt on that shit. Like that's done.
But I also don't think you come back in 2025 and sell this new Kiss anymore.
No.
I don't think you sell Tommy and Eric. And I think at some point they got to backtrack and say, okay, we love Peter and Ace again, and we love the history of Kiss. It's not just about Tommy and Eric did a great job doing what they did while they were in this band, but that's now over as well. Let's go back to our history and celebrate.
Yeah. What do you think about this? It says, let it finish as, this is a Facebook user, as is without Ace and Peter, then let the Ace and Gene tour begin.
Yeah, I do think a lot of. I think Gene and I'm not saying I don't know if they'll do a full tour together, but listen, I'm confident Gene cannot sit at home. He doesn't want to. Gene is fired up. He knows his solo band is going to be great, and he got such a great response. He wants that notoriety to do it without Kiss, without the makeup, and I think he'll do stuff with Ace. I really do.
I'd go.
Interesting.
I think that'd be great. That'd be Bad Boys 2. Bad Boys,
Yep.
Bad Boys.
If you gave me a choice, December 2nd, I know it's impossible, but if you gave me a choice, Ace's band and Gene's band is playing at the Beacon Theater. I know it's impossible, and Kiss is playing at the Garden, as is right now. I'd go see Ace and Gene's band.
I would have done the same thing on the cruise.
Yep.
If Bruce's band was playing the same time Kiss was playing the big theater, I'm sorry, I would have went to Bruce's band. Because you just don't see that enough.
Somebody, MT Project wrote Kiss Netflix movie and a Broadway show. So I mean, would it be
definitely
based
no
on the
Broadway
movie?
show? Definitely not. The Broadway community has no desire to see Kiss.
They're
They're the biggest woke community in the world. They don't want any part of anything Gene Simmons is a part of.
So, Joey, I think that you and I should sit down and maybe pencil out the Broadway show of Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park.
See, now we're talking. I think this could work.
Good Lord, talk about something about nobody gives a shit about.
I mean, that's but I disagree. This is the stuff that I want.
I'd go.
I want a Phantom of the Park box set. Something coming soon. That this is the anniversary this year, right? 45 years. Kiss Meets the Phantom.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see something big at it. I would love to see a real re-release. I know they don't own it. I know the rights. God.
Buy the rights already.
You know, Michael Brandvold, I know you're going to yell and scream. Kiss doesn't have the rights. And I listen, I love Three Sides. They're my friends too. But we know they. Whoa. Are we allowed to mention them? We're not allowed to talk about them? Is that not allowed? No,
sorry,
the only two we don't talk about are those morons from Boston, those assholes.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, those guys.
Wow.
No, we know we love them too, those stupid assholes. But seriously, I would love to. I know Kiss doesn't own the rights to Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park, but God, could it be that much to get the rights? God,
exactly.
They're doing nothing with it. Go get the rights, release it again, embrace your history. I'd love to see something by that. You know, something with the the whole Magic Mountain show and whatever else I'm sure they have so many outtakes. Do it. I'd love to see it.
Whatever actors are still alive could show up.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey, Joe, Craig
Yeah.
Broderick's question's interesting because as Joey was saying that Gene can't sit at home, I don't think Eric can just sit at home.
He can go back with Alice.
Yeah, I think Eric will be back with Alice. I do too.
Nita went back with Alice. I knew that was coming.
Bill says he's buying a Carnival of Souls box set with Sonny's credit card number.
Yeah. Shit, spend more money than that. That's 99 cents in the clearance bin right there.
I don't know if Tommy goes. I don't know if Tommy goes and plays again, and I can't see Tommy doing a lot more musically with other bands and stuff like that. I don't know if it's in him. I think Eric just starts hopping around again, and maybe Alice, whoever will have him.
Tommy can be a manager for
band,
somebody.
something, and then maybe Tommy goes back and does the videography stuff. Maybe now he has time and he dives in. And I would much rather see Tommy doing that stuff and giving us all that Kiss stuff we all want than going and playing other bands.
Right.
I just all of a sudden I've got 100 million ideas for a Broadway Kiss Meets the Phantom. I just Devereaux, you will be my instruments. You will be my instruments. Sorry,
I would go see it.
We're just ordinary people.
Oh man, Lee! Yeah, thank you. Okay, so listen, you guys out there, we can just go on forever about this. I really appreciate all of you guys being here right now and watching with us live. Don't forget, the show will be Saturday this coming week because we'll be live starting maybe 10 o'clock in the morning. So if you're on our YouTube page, or if you haven't been on our YouTube page, go to our YouTube page, subscribe, hit the bell. It notifies you every time we go live. And we're going to be doing a bunch of interviews that day, as well as us just sitting around and talking Kiss. But in between that, all our friends are there. All the other friends that do podcasts will be there, and we're going to have them come and sit with us and chill, and we'll do it all on video as best we can, even if it's just recording and then putting it on YouTube. It'll be a lot of fun. And, so like I said, subscribe. Before we go, Sonny, do you have any parting comments?
So want to thank the listeners for listening, but I got a message for Ace. Can you please just keep quiet? Don't say nothing for like 3, 4, 5 months. Because if we take this back into the media about they didn't pay me, they didn't ask me, you should have saw the offer I got. It was complete shit. They were disrespectful. We do not need 9 months of that.
Lee.
I'm all about the Broadway Phantom of the Park. They could have Devereaux's son could be like the new bad guy. I can see it all happening.
There you go.
But yeah, Kiss has so much history. All this. Apparently, they've videoed or recorded every single show they've ever done. So, I mean, there's going to be tons of stuff they could do.
Absolutely. Joey, you got anything to add?
Yeah, I love Heavy Mayo's comment. I can't wait for Tommy and Eric's tell-all book. That is actually something, once they're done with the Kiss camp, and I wonder, listen, I know for a fact, because I was with Eric when it happened, when, Eric had a lot of beef with Kiss when they brought Peter back for Symphony and they brought Peter back for the Aerosmith tour. So I wonder, and I'm sure Tommy has plenty to talk about as well. I would love to see a real tell-all and their history with the band and, their life story. We have all the other members. Maybe they don't have to hold back once this whole thing is done, and they can really, because, listen, they're hired guns right now. They have to play the company game. They have to be yes men. I would love to see both of them open up on some interviews and a book. It would be incredible.
All right, but we're going to wait for that, because that might be dirty. Bruce told us one time on our show that he gets asked about a book, but he doesn't have dirt. He said he doesn't want to be dirty. He wants to put out a fun book, and that's the reason why he hasn't put out a book.
And that's why everybody loves Bruce.
He's going to put out a book, him and his wife.
Yeah, there's all kinds of dirt. But Bruce is not going to be the guy that puts it out there.
Yep.
Bruce has plenely of dirt. Let me tell you, he doesn't want to say.
He doesn't want to share.
He's too nice of a guy. Yeah,
he is a nice guy. Yeah. So once again, last time I'm going to mention it. Rockin' Pod this weekend. If you're in the Tennessee area and you can make it over to Nashville, come to the Rockin' Pod. We will be there. We will also have Series 2 of the podcast Rock City trading cards. We posted them on the Facebook account. If you go and take a look, the group account, if you go and take a look at it, they're cool, man. And they make a puzzle in the back. Jeff Trott is the guy that does these for us every year. And we have Series 1, Series 2, and they're a lot of fun.
So can you read my bio quick?
He didn't put the bios on them.
No, because we have a big, huge puzzle instead. But your bio was like loves pizza, loves wrestling, loves rock and roll, hates Sonny Pooney.
Hates Sonny Pooney.
My bio was similar with different words in it.
Yeah, and I'm the one that pulled the plug on the bios when Sonny mentioned the Dallas Cowboys. I was like, not having it.
Christ.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. It's going to be a 16-card puzzle.
Do they come with that crappy piece of gum, Joe?
They did the last time, but I didn't do it this time because I had too much left over.
Damn it!
And I was always eating Double Bubble, and it's just not good for my teeth. You guys know what I'm going to say. We love Kiss, and we love Kiss podcasts, and you're going to hear the commercials for all the ones that we love right after this in 3, 2, 1. Peace.